And you can't go balls deep either. God, how are we talking about this? All right, let's keep
Great
going.
great grandfather. I mean, money is like, I mean, like the Commonwealth in England is
Yeah,
pretty
it's not
old.
the way the vaginas aren't that deep, crushing cervixes. Exactly.
I mean, you have the royal family that's been basically carrying on their own lineage and their
Yeah.
own inheriting their own wealth for that long.
But I mean, do you feel like it's unfair in a sense for rich people to not be taxed more than the average person?
No, they do.
But I mean,
They do.
yeah, of course. But I'm saying,
So they do already.
Yeah.
Is that the issue? That no, it's what
Yeah.
the issue is really that like there are Democrats. The real people that get screwed over
Mhm.
are the middle class, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Do you think there is a middle class anymore?
Yeah.
Where?
I think it's here. I mean,
Mhm.
I think that that trickle down economics is a real thing. It's absolutely a real thing.
Mhm.
Oh God, this
We have
dude, I cannot believe how counterculture this guy is. Literally believing in discredited Reaganomics.
amenities at our disposal here that like our parents didn't have.
Mhm.
I mean, like that's not because we like because we're able to live in LA. That's because because phones have gotten cheaper and because we're taking
Mhm.
because of the inventions that have been allowed to the inventors have been allowed
Mhm.
to make their money and to
Right.
and to invent, and then it gets the standard of living goes up automatically.
So the idea on the left of
Dude, socialism is when at gunpoint you tell scientists that they can no longer accomplish scientific achievements.
taxing the rich to bring more prosperity to the poor.
I think it's just stupid. It's just
Yeah.
them basically not. They just want to like punish because it feels good to punish people that have that work for what they do. Okay, it's good to like sort of like also blame them for all your problems. That's just it's just the easy way out. Okay, the point is that like if you want money, you can get it. You just gotta love it a little bit, and you gotta go get the money. And it's not gonna fall in your lap.
Oh,
if you don't
I'm not denying that.
Yeah, like what he did, which was, I guess, be born into a wealthy multimillionaire family.
No, but I mean,
anyone
but
can do
people
it.
that don't love money and they think it's like an evil are just it's never gonna fall in your lap. Yeah, of course.
I mean, even the people who hate money the most use shit like iPhones. So I mean,
But I'm just saying.
yeah.
I mean, money is not gonna come to you
Mhm.
if you hate it.
Well,
If you don't like money, and it's good that you don't because it's good that you don't. People, there's only a
That's patently false.
few people that like money. Like
Mhm.
honestly, like I think it's 99% of the people don't care about money. It's not like the biggest fucking deal. It doesn't make or break their. That's a
No. Money is something you care about when you don't have it. And it's understandable because it's freedom. Money isn't about fucking being able to buy nice things. It's about being able to have freedom. Okay? That's what it is. This dude is speaking like a person who has never been poor. Okay? Who has never endured financial hardship, who's never had to fucking put together folders where he looks at all of his fucking spending to see where he's going to be at the end of the month. That's it. Once you have a certain amount of money, and once you have therefore have a certain amount of freedom, then money is inconsequential in the grand scheme of things once you have passed that point of survival. But in our society, most people don't get to that point of survival. And that's because our economic organization is designed in a way to ensure that certain people never make ends meet so that they will be, cleaning this guy's toilet, even though this guy, literally in a truly just society, would not be anywhere near the level of success or fame he has. But because he had a starting position that was infinitely beyond what most people can ever comprehend or achieve in their livelihoods in their entire lifetimes, he gets to be able to talk out of his ass this way. Wrong. How can he say that he doesn't know what it's like to be poor? Look at what he's wearing. Clearly, had to fish it out of a trash can. He was kind of a gutter punk fuck up for most of his youth until he was discovered. Bro, his dad is... He was a gutter punk fuck up. I'm looking at his background, and it seems like doctor accused an alleged insurance scam to be rearrested. This is his dad, Mario Z. Rosenberg, a Beverly Hills gastroenterologist. Must show that the money used to post bail was obtained lawfully. Yeah, Ariel Marcus Rosenberg, son of Mario Z. Rosenberg and Linda Rosenberg Kennett. He's a Harvard-educated gastroenterologist born into a Jewish family in Mexico City, while Linda is from New Orleans. They moved to Los Angeles after Mario completed his medical specialty work at Tulane University in New Orleans. Ariel's first language is Spanish, but his family is Jewish. His mother's a convert. Yeah, dude. I'd love to be a fucking, gutter punk kid with a wealthy fucking Harvard-educated doctor father. Dad, can we talk about the Mongol rape of almost the entity of Europe and Asia during the 1200s? No. Rosenberg was initially raised in Louisiana. He chose to live there with his mother following child custody proceedings. They lived in Pico Robertson and later Bogollasa. Through the bullying he received in junior high school, his parents sent him to live with his cousins in Mexico for a year. There he lost virginity at age 13 to a prostitute named Sarah and discovered the cure, a band he espoused, something unholy, something alive and dead at the same time. He then returned to live with his father in Beverly Wood area of Los Angeles, where he attended Beverly Hills High School, branded himself as goth, sold off his collection of metal records, and stopped following new music. Cited Nirvana as the last group he enjoyed before this point. In his view, grunge and alternative rock bands marked the end of the forward progress of popular music. After that, my listening was totally retro. My mind was closed itself off from the rest of the planet. So he's in a permanent goth phase? Dude, it's so sad when you go to literally one of the richest fucking public schools in the entire country. One of the most famous public schools in the entire country. Not to say that, like, you can't come from affluent beginnings or even be a rich kid who's fucking based this shit, but this is incredibly descriptive, incredibly informative on why he is the way he is.
Great thing.
Like, you can see that he hasn't put in the work. By the way, oh my God. Remember when I said in 1990, this dude is stuck in 1994 talking about greed is good? That's him literally admitting that.
Do you like money?
I like money in this as much as I know that I needed to survive, and so I've made enough money that I actually don't have to think about it for a little while. I mean, right. I mean that's I kind of like, yeah, I'm it's a race against time.
I like money too.
I mean, no, everybody, you got it because it's not going to come to you.
It's nice to have it, but I guess I wonder, like, what do you like to spend money on when you have it?
I don't spend money. It accrues. It's easy for me to make money and just like actually like sit on it.
So what are you saving it for? You want to take a?
No, I'm just paying my rent. I mean, I don't have to. I think about it like in just very, very practical terms. It's like, okay, if I'm getting if my rent is $2,000 for 12 months.
There's no fucking way this dude lives in a... I pay more than this guy does in rent? I fucking doubt it, dude. Wait, where does he live? Does he live in San Francisco or LA? In $2,000 in LA, you can get like a decent place outside of LA. He was literally addicted to meth till he got discovered. Okay. What does that mean, dude? Like, you think that fucking changes his background? I'm so confused. I paid $2K for a 1-bedroom in West LA. Yeah, you got lucky. You did. You got lucky. My dude thinks like being addicted to meth automatically qualifies you to be poor, which is kind of weird. Like he wasn't like homeless and he got addicted to meth. He was rich and he got addicted to meth.
I need to make $24,000 in order to not think about my rent for a year.
Yeah. Oh, I get you. But do you have any like a end of life sort of like financial goals? Like, is there something you want to do?
No.
You just want to have it?
No, I just want to not have to worry about my rent, so I can basically do what I want to do.
And what do you like to do?
Just fuck around.
Hell
just
yeah.
hang out in my underwear and watch movies, man. Like that's all it is.
Word.
It doesn't cost. You see that? I mean, that's what I'm saying. Is that like it doesn't? It's not like
I saw this. Instacart is firing every employee who voted to unionize. America, baby. Prop 22 coming to a fucking state near you.
it's not like. I mean, if you don't have a job, yeah, it's hard to fucking get your bearings.
For sure.
When you don't have a place to live, it's hard to find a job. All that stuff. Sure, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
But do you get it though? Because it seems like you don't get it. Like, oh, if you want money, just make money, lol, means that you literally don't get it. Like, you've never gotten it. There could have been a point in time where you got it. And if anyone, like Joe Rogan is a perfect example of this. Joe Rogan, impossibly rich now, right? But if you ever listen to Joe Rogan, you know that it's not like he was born fucking wealthy. Like, because the way that he talks about poor people, the way that he talks about poverty as a systemic issue, literally comes from a place of personal experience. He might have incredibly chud-like takes on a multitude of different things, and that's beyond what I'm trying to say here. But Joe Rogan, when it comes to like even simple fucking things like building and zoning restrictions or building codes that are necessary, like when he was talking to Dave Rubin, for example, like why does he immediately go, no, you need that shit because I've fucking worked with some horrible contractors before, like they will fucking kill you, like you'll die. Like he knows that because he's been there. This man has not. And I've talked about it before. Like I come from pretty affluent a pretty affluent background originally, but there were definitely moments where I suffered financial hardship. Partially because I wanted to be on my own, and partially because my parents didn't. My father and even my grandfather before him have what is known as the Piker curse. Where they just make a fuckload of money and then literally spend it all by the time that the next generation reaches adulthood. But it doesn't matter because the affluent beginning that I had helped me tremendously. So that's why it's really fucking stupid when people say stuff like, oh, so many people don't inherit money. Like, they make their own wealth. It's like, bitch, if you're rich, you get to have networking opportunities that are not available to like 99% of the population. Your dad's at the fucking golf course with other people who are like CEOs and shit. I didn't have all that stuff because I came to America. So my situation is different. But still, even the fact that I had affluent beginnings and were able to get a great education and not have to worry about like having to work a job while I was in high school and shit like that. These are massive leaps forward that other people do not have. Like it's just a huge step up on others. You know? You literally at TYT LMAO. Oh my god, don't fucking get me started on TYT, brother. Like, motherfuckers be like, you literally at TYT. Bro, you know how much money I made at TYT my first year working there? $20,000. It was below the fucking poverty line, dipshit. Shut the fuck up. There's a reason why you see you see where I'm at now versus where I used to be at fucking TYT. Jesus Christ, dude. Fuck. I mean, look, I love Jank, and he was super fucking helpful. He was super helpful, but like, bitch, it wasn't TYT that is the reason why I now have more fucking live concurrent viewers than TYT. Come on, dude. Is that what happened? Did I just like steal their entire audience and then double it? Double their daily concurrent view count at their peak? Is that how it happened? Anyway. TYT had no part of your self-made man? No, I would never fucking say that. I would never say that. And I don't say that. TYT was a huge help. But people make it seem like I fucking made millions at TYT or some shit. And it's really fucking annoying. Then again, the funniest thing though is that like people always look to different reasons, right? They'll say like TYT made you, this person made you, that person made you. Oh, you're only popular because you're attractive. You're only popular because you speak about politics. Brittany Venti did a video actually calling you out for making money on TYT and then leaving LOL. Yeah, I made no money at fucking TYT. TYT's constant call for donations is legit, huh? Oh, absolutely. Oh, the thing I was going to say is it's like this person made you, that person made you. It's like, yeah, it's a fucking combination of all of those things that make all of us up. That's it. Why are you watching Venti videos? I didn't watch it. Debater mentality. If TYT didn't help you, you're self-made. If TYT helped you, you're a leech. And it's also inherently fucking anti-labor theory of value to assume that like, you know, I was working at TYT and they were gracious enough to like let me work there. Like, what a bunch of fucking capitalist cucks you guys are, huh? Oh, dude. Oh, dude, you were so lucky that like your uncle was gracious enough to give you a job. How about the other way around, motherfucker? How about he was lucky that he got me for fucking 20K? Like, and that's not even cocky. That's just how you should also operate as well. TYT is what got you there. You used the exposure to blow up like you did. Or I think you should at least give them more props. I do give them props. I defend fucking Jank and TYT all the goddamn time. Of course TYT helped. But that's not what gets you across the finish line. Like, it's just a coping mechanism for people to be like, oh yeah, that's why, dude. It's TYT. It's like an attack point, which is something I already admit. Like, of course TYT helped. But like, anyway, I don't want to talk about this more because I feel like it just attacks people that still work there and shit, and they're my friends and I love them. No single entity made you who you are. The common denominator is always you being entertained, which is why you're successful. It's just like, It's so dumb. Know your self-worth, folks. No matter what position you're in. I mean that legitimately. Know your fucking worth. You are absolutely worth more than what they pay you. And don't let people fucking give you shit. Don't let people tell you that, like, you know, job creators are people you should be job creators are people you should be thankful for allowing you to add value to their product. What the fuck do you mean? I'm a fucking worker, bitch. What are you talking about? There is no such thing as a self-made person. We know our worth. We just don't have an uncle who sees our worth and can do something about it. Dude, that's the dumb fuck part about it that triggers me endlessly. Okay? Again, you are making it seem as though like saying that TYT fucking helped is one thing, but you're doing that thing where you're like, you're so lucky that you were unhireable with a fucking 375, with a 375 GPA from a relatively reputable institution, like that, like you're so lucky that you worked for 20 grand your first fucking year living in a goddamn kitchen frat house. Like, what the fuck is that? Like, what does that take? That shit pisses me off because you're like, you are, again, that mentality is literally the same fucking type of mentality people have where like, I'm so grateful for the boss man. If it wasn't for the boss man offering me a job, I would just be out in the streets poor as fuck. It's like, no, dude, it's a contract, okay? They underpay you every single time, regardless of whatever kind of value you bring to the corporation. Recognize your worth and also recognize the job that others put in too. UIT made you stream 12 plus hours a day for over a year. Yeah, exactly. It's not even like it's not even a good fucking counter. Also, I was clocking fucking 30 million views a week for TYT when I was there. Give me a goddamn break, brother. Holy shit. None of which I saw as like returns. Thank you for letting me make millions off views off your 20K salary. Yeah, like Jesus Christ, dude.
But you gotta, like, I mean, at a certain point, man, it's not, that's not it. That's not what the sort of like altruistic kind of like sort of like, you know, bailing people out, bailing out the unfortunate and all this kind of stuff from I mean, that's, you know, you can't life is not fair.
So how do you think the hungry and homeless should be fed?
Well, they get fed. They've been fed.
If they can't get food today, right now.
If they can't get food, they're not going to live. They're going to just die. They're going to be like but they've been able to feed themselves enough so far. I mean, they're alive, aren't they?
Some of them, depending on where you're at.
I mean, they're all pretty old. They know how to get their food.
Mm-hmm. Where'd you grow up?
Here.
In LA? Mm-hmm. What part of LA you from?
LA, just West LA.
Mm-hmm. He didn't want to say Beverly Hills, dude. Motherfucker didn't want to say Beverlywood, okay? That's why. It's just West LA.
Hollywood.
This zone.
Yeah. So we used to have lots of record stores back then, but I took it for granted that they would always be here. So so it was for me luckily I moved to the other side of the aisle.
Which is what?
Which is being an artist.
Saying just let poor people die is actually refreshing because he's too stupid to find a different counter. So he's basically giving the game away. Like, it is honest. It's brutal, but it's remarkably honest about the conservative point of view. Like, conservative worldview literally is let the poors die. And I feel like it's not said enough. Do you get it? Like, it's not, people don't say it, so people forget that, like, the conservative worldview literally revolves around if you are poor and you don't have the best beginnings, then you deserve a lifetime of horrible things happening to you. That's honest. I don't mean that as a good thing, by the way. I wish more people were honest like this, or I guess stupid enough to literally say it out loud.
And I outlived the record stores because they're pretty much gone.
Were you like a more liberal dude growing up, or
a little more liberal?
Yeah, just being in kind of like the indie rock scene.
There's no scene here.
What do you mean?
There's no indie rock scene.
Okay, so where?
There was no indie rock scene. I was not part of any scene here.
Okay,
I was a guy. I thought I liken it to being I was a weirdo. In my own mind, I didn't mind being different, and it wasn't, but it was a bigger deal to be. Well, it's a bigger deal to be different now, I'd say.
What do you mean?
I'd say it's a bigger deal to be different now. I know. I'm just saying no. I felt like I felt I was very disenfranchised.
Did I get stun locked at the top of the hour into forgetting to run an ad again? Or did I run an ad? God fucking damn it, dude. Modern Republicans are literal social Darwinists? Yes. Okay, well, I'm running it right now. Top of the hour, every hour, 6-second ad break right now. And then after that, we're going to move on to greener pastures, okay? We're gonna move on to maybe, like, we're going to finish this interview because I think it's really good. But then after that, I'll figure out what we're going to do. I haven't yet, but I will. I think eventually we might even play some motherfucking... Eventually, we might even play some motherfucking Hitman, baby.
And very.
Does the dashboard not tell you? Oh shit! I forgot to run the ad. Holy shit!
And all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Disenfranchised from what?
From everything.
This interview is great because this dude is fucking crazy.
From just the status quo and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I felt, but I was very, very happy to not be a part of that. So, like I would read about the people that were my parents' age, and it gave me hope for the future because they were just people that just didn't do anything. They had the 60s revolution. They didn't fucking give a fuck about their lives.
Mm-hmm.
They dropped out of it. They dropped out. They had a party for many, many years. And then they grew up and got really, really full of themselves and
yeah, isn't that weird? I wish I lived in the 60s sometimes, man, just to be around during the late.
I mean, they're still living it up, man. I mean, they're still living it up.
Yeah, but I mean, like that post-California exodus of like hippies from that time, where'd they end up?
They ended up in the 80s. They ended up being the same people that fucking like fucking Reaganites. I mean, what I'm saying is
really,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Hippies became conservatives.
Your Bidens, your Kamala Harris's, your Trumps. Trump was not a hippie. Let's put it that way.
Hell no. I think he's never drank before.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like he was a guy that's like, that's how, and people are talking about him being like, him raping girls and having prostitutes. They just don't understand. That's just evilness. That's basically like brainwashing people.
Mm-hmm.
But like
respect people broke. Good shit.
To see somebody that was like squeaky clean for that long and like managed to get through, straight out of the 50s right into the 80s or something like that, like is pretty remarkable. But it's very rare. And where are
Guys, it's truly bold to defend capitalism. That's what's really counterculture is basically saying the exact same things that your grandfather said. Like, that's what counterculture is. By the way, this is literally Hogwatch. It's brave and it's counterculture to say exactly the same. It's punk rock as fuck to say exactly the same things that your fucking racist ass grandparents said. You know what I mean? Like, that's how you do it, baby.
where did all the hippies go? Where did all the rebels go? They're like normal. That's what they're Democrats. They're basically they're sellouts for the most part. They're sellouts.
So what are your favorite things about Trump?
I mean, he's just like, he's my hero. He just, my favorite things about him are that he doesn't give up.
Mm-hmm.
He loves his country. He's not like letting, he kind of like just doesn't let himself be blackmailed by these people. I mean, like the media is so unified against him, and he has so many people that hate him.
What about like Fox News? Are they kind of like they're pretty into him? Yeah, whatever. But I mean, Tucker and Hannity are pretty.
Yeah, they're cool. They're cool. I mean, just saying, but I'm just saying that, but Fox itself is Soros owned.
Yeah, but they still get more viewers than anybody else, and they're pro-Trump.
Wait, what?
Because they're lapping up his audience, but like they're not like, but they're the establishment. Don't get.
But they're still pro-Trump. I mean,
But they're not. But what I'm saying is like they called Arizona, man.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is like when push comes to shove, they're not on. They're this establishment. The establishment is unified against him. It's a Democratic cabal. It's the last, like what I think that there's no trace of the Democrats anymore. Okay, like there's no party. There's no like kind of like place where they hang out, like a building where they hang out in Washington, where they do all their kind of like paperwork and business and like no, it's gone, dude. Like the only trace of it, the only like remains of it are the media. The media's last trace of the establishment, that was there in power for 30 years before Trump, leading up to Trump. And I mean, they're all, the way I see the Democratic Party is like, it's like a street in Washington that's got all these tents on it. There's like there was a big tent on the end of it, but now it's not there anymore. And none of these tents are there anymore, really, as of a couple of weeks ago. But up until then, there was all these tents with people with used to have their government jobs, and there's Clinton out at the edge of the block in the biggest tent with her husband, and everybody's coming out every day, and they're going like, "Hey."
There's a lot about modern conservatives that the single moment where like Fox News reports the first time Fox News reports like the news in a credible fashion, they are considered to be sellouts. Like, bro, I can't believe Fox News called a state that, Joe Biden won. That's so fucked. My expectation is that they wouldn't do that because they haven't done it. They have literally been lying this entire time. So, of course, you're going to expect them to fucking lie or continue to lie. The moment where you don't is the first moment where you're like, wait a minute. No, this ain't it, bro. They're fucking Soros owned, baby.
When are we going to go back? When do we get to move back into our office? And then and she's like, I'm working on it. We're very soon, very, very soon. That's what it is. And the media is just basically like the last, hint of the Democratic Party. They're not real. They're not real. There's a new Democratic Party now. It's been taken over by Kamala Harris, and there's a whole new crop. There's like the youngins. There's nobody in the room that we knew that was there anymore. The Clintons they're effectively done.
Who are these youngins?
It's the new progressive, whatever you want to call them. I don't know what they are, but they're like nothing you've ever seen. It's the new face of democracy. It's not the old order establishments who have been in power. This is like a new sort of like beefed up, kind of like, like they're like high on some sort of like some, they're on some like really like they're shot up with like some steroids or something like that. Like they have like a whole new plan, a whole new the Great Reset, a whole new green kind of future. They're so militant about it, and they have this, and they're really not afraid to even use the word socialism anymore. It's like kind of like it's like post Bernie Sanders kind of thing.
What do you think their agenda is? This new left,
the Great Reset.
What's that?
A total one world government. One world government. They want to be able to control people and to control manufacture consent and to basically it's just a new feudalism kind of thing. It's like it'll be basically they want to have control and they never want to give it up again. So as long as they have control of the systems that are in place around the world at all times, they can regulate they can regulate the masses with either keeping them at bay with the media, so they can control them by sort of making people docile and bend over for them. Then that's good. But right now, what we have now is not far from that. What we have now is we have different nations. We've got different despotic leaders. We've got hidden powers. But ultimately, geopolitically, the world powers are China, U.S., and Russia. The U.S. represents the free market, and I'm sure China and Trump and Russia would like to get us off the block.
Yeah, the global behemoth, the economic giant that is Russia. Wow, he's on like every form of brainworms. You know what I mean? Like not only is he, I can't tell if it's like old school boomer, Cold War Red Scare brainworms, or if it's like new school liberal anti-Russia brainworms. Like I can't tell which fucking brainworm he has. It's like all of them, dude. It's so weird. This guy could be woke if you remember the bada boom is bada bing. Just saying. You fucking right over here. The socialist country, the central planned economy of Russia. Okay, remember when I said the only person who makes more sense on crack is the MyPillow CEO? I take it back. I think this dude might have been better off continuing on his meth shit as well. New brainworms just drop, boys. You should take notes to improve Hank Pecker.
I mean, they'd still want us there, obviously, but not as a world power.
So what role does COVID play in all of this?
Oh, COVID was I believe was a coordinated effort to get the technocrats and the masses all around the world, all in line.
Dude, that's the annoying thing is like American conservatism is such a fucking mishmash of like American conservatives have such inherently contradicting opinions that they hold on to that like if individual statements that he was making lacked any other point of context, you could think that like this guy, is he woke? Like he's talking about like technocrats and shit. But also, he's simultaneously talking about how America created Google and how that's awesome. And that's the consequence of a free enterprise. But then he also turns around and he's like, Russia is advocating for a centrally planned economy. And that Soros controls Fox. It's so
to basically,
weird.
like, give up their rights. And sort of, start over more or less, sort of redistribution of wealth. I think these are all, it's a perfect excuse. It's not going to end or anything.
How does this guy live his entire
good-
life without a single person being like, bro, you're fucking crazy, dude? Like, who are his homies? Like, you got to find a new set of homies, dude. You got to have someone who fucking turns you around and says, like, brother, you are batshit crazy. Okay? You need to have, like, one person who could just be like, dog, what are you saying right now?
Thing is that, like, it's going to be, if they can do it once, they're gonna ramp it up.
Isn't Andrew getting trouble for platforming this guy? It's not like he's giving. No, of course not. No, he's way too fucking nuts. Like, he doesn't have to fucking debate him, dude. This dude is literally hanging himself with enough rope. Like, it's the example of that. Way too crazy.
Next time and do it even better. There's just gonna be a series of these things happening every once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what they're hoping. They want to get a coordinated effort, and they got that almost, because it's a World Health Organization, So the science community has basically infiltrated the tentacles of the upper, the deep state powers that be, the unholy alliance of technocrats around.
Now, who is the deep state? Who are these puppet masters?
China, some leaders in China, whoever's in power.
Mm-hmm.
But they're not. I mean, they're not in agreement with each other, for more or less. I mean, but for instance, like any kind of any despots. I mean, I think the Communist Party in China, probably the deep state. I don't think there's a deep state in the States per se.
Mm-hmm.
I think that, like, whoever the political parties that are in power have a very deep state capacity.
Mm-hmm.
But the EU and the Russian oligarchs and also
So literally every rich person and every politician except for Donald Trump and American billionaires. Like, he just basically said every wealthy person across the planet that's not American and every politician that's not American. Dude, American conservatives are so fucking stupid, dude. It's like, capitalism good. All capitalists, on the other hand, all around the world are bad. Except for American capitalists, which are good. And also, capitalism is good, but in America it's good because America's capitalist. Also, all those other capitalists across the world, they're actually socialist. I need a notepad to understand what he's saying, bro. I need to... If I try to track every fucking random thought that he had, I would literally come out of that looking like Charlie from Always Sunny in Philadelphia in front of the fucking Post-it notes. Screaming Pepe Sylvia. That's what's going on in his head right now.
the Middle East cabal.
So going back to COVID, do you plan to take this vaccine when it comes out?
Well, if I don't have it, then I don't need to, right? I mean, I feel like I'll get it if I take the vaccine.
Yeah, don't vaccines give you a little bit of it or something like that?
Sounds like it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's usually what you fight fire with fire.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe I'll wait till I actually get it before I take the vaccine.
You talk
What? Wait. Dog, you literally don't need that then. At that point, it's GG's, homie. Yo, dude, this guy's awesome.
talked about artificial intelligence. Is there a connection between the vaccine and AI?
I just think that, obviously, science has come out in Science American. The scientific community has come out in support of Biden.
Mm-hmm.
So that makes me have to question science.
All right, let's take this fucking energy up a little bit. You ready? All right, ready? Ready for energy blast? What the hell's going on, man?
Did we just start? Right?
We're starting right now.
We're starting over?
No, we're not starting over. We're just fucking blasting off. You ready?
I'm just saying. I already blasted off.
Let's
dude.
go.
What the fuck is wrong, dude? I already blasted off, man. I'm saying, like, I've been fucking canceled, dude. Like, I've been practically canceled. Cancel culture is the same thing as fucking the Democrats. I mean, like anybody, they're just like, you might even get canceled just for having me on this show.
So going back to the political thing, you know, what is going on with the Democratic Party?
The Democratic Party is just a cabal of criminals.
Mm-hmm. What kind of crimes?
Like all crimes of
That's right.
Of conceit. They're
What?
completely they're not honest people. They're people that like have a
Okay, I literally thought it was gonna be like they're pedophiles. Like he went crimes of conceit is literally not something that I thought was going to follow through. Like he builds up for 26 minutes, and then they're like, okay, so what kind of crimes is the Democrats committing? Tax evasion. You know what I mean? What a build up for such a little baby. Crimes of conceit. That's what they're doing. Crimes of hurting my feelings.
have a support group, so they feel galvanized and emboldened to have each one of them basically demonize their enemies. And they have a huge bully pulpit to do that. They've got all the media. They've got like the status quo and culture as they see it. Of course, it's not real.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody here, anybody from Portland or Seattle would know that, like you guys. You wouldn't have moved to California if it was a fucking paradise at Chaz, you know what I'm saying? I mean,
People are leaving California though, man.
oh yeah, they're going to Arizona, right?
By the masses.
That's why Arizona is a blue state now.
So you think that Arizona was a blue state?
Wait, Arizona turned blue because people left during COVID? Is that what he just said? Yo, that's so good.
Oh, I'm saying it's a blue state now because
Like California conservatives who thought California was too fucking blue for them simultaneously left to go to a red state, but then they ended up voting Democrat again? Like, how did that happen? But yes, also, Fox isn't allowed to call Arizona regardless of whether it's a blue state or not because it was fake.
because people can't afford to live here.
But you just said you don't believe the election results.
I don't.
But do you believe Arizona was blue?
I don't believe I don't believe anybody's blue. I honestly, I think that like the whole thing is fucking rigged to fucking high heaven.
Do you think every state was red?
By and large, yes. Most of the counties, maybe some of the cities, maybe. But I don't believe. I think that it was actually a landslide. I mean, think about it. I mean, this
dude definitely watches Tim Pool for sure. Like, there's no way.
Take away Biden being like the number one, having more votes given to him because he's such an inspiring person, right? That's how inspiring he is. Everybody voted for him. So you're taking people that normally don't vote.
Or there's actually a fucking obvious answer to this, but your head is stuck so far up Trump's ass that you can't see it, which is that's how much people hated Donald Trump. Which, by the way, if you were to ever look at one of those fake news media articles or outlets, you would recognize that reality, which is that 65% of Biden voters voted against Donald Trump rather than for Biden. You know? Or maybe it was a deep state pedophile cabal orchestrated by Democrats who are criminals of conceit and were able to get their act together and rig the election, even though everyone everywhere you go is Republican. it's one or the other. Who knows?
Who were inspired to vote because they hated Trump so much. That's what they want you to believe. That's what they want you to believe.
Oh, he does know. Never mind.
Do you see how that's bad thinking? Do you see how like the idea of compromising the integrity of a election, the idea that like let's do mail-in voting.
Mm-hmm. But then again, I think a lot of people really don't like Trump. Like a lot of
I don't think the people that don't like Trump. I'm sure they don't like Trump. There's a lot of people.
People hate that guy, dude.
But they don't really. They just say
dude. But even if dude, people fucking hate him, dude.
They hate him because they like the attention, dude. I'm telling you, they don't hate him. They hate their father.
Mm-hmm.
They hate their.
Oh, this guy loves his dad and thinks Trump is his dad, I think. Yeah, no. Trump was trailing around 30% approval nationally throughout his entire, short-lived tenure, short-lived 4-year career as the president. But all of those people that hated him during that were just doing it because it's the fucking cool thing to do. And definitely not for legitimate reasons, or like they didn't even legitimately hate him. I love that.
Their parents, they hate any authority. They are anti-authoritarians.
Mm-hmm. Do you like it?
Wait. Why is he admitting that Trump is authoritarian?
Authority?
I mean, listen, I don't like authority as much as anybody else, but I still acknowledge it.
Do you like cops?
I don't like cops, but I fucking am grateful that they're here. I mean, I stay away from cops. I try to...
Bro, this guy is so punk rock, dude. Dude, there's nothing more fucking grunge than acknowledging that authority exists. This guy's all...
fucking basically, like, be as law-abiding as I can, and basically try to not, like, when I get stopped for anything, I try to be respectful as possible and to get out of the situation.
Well, you're saying Biden voters are anti-authoritarian, but Biden himself is like a mass incarcerator to a huge degree, so he's definitely an authoritarian.
Well, I mean, the facts are obviously they're
both
but he's also on the way out. I mean, he's got a gun to his back.
So you think Biden is an authoritarian?
Biden's the last. He's like a cardboard cutout.
So who's the anti-authoritarian that is going to ultimately...
Oh, Kamala Harris.
You think she's an anti-authoritarian? Yes, people know.
Prosecutor, dude. Yo, Kamala Harris. Both simultaneously a cop, but also not an anti-authoritarian.
What about that?
I mean, they're power hungry. They're power mad. Yeah. They think that they're starting up. They're putting their friends in positions. There's a whole. It could be. There's lots of conspiratorial agents that come from everywhere around the world. I feel like
Kamala Harris seems pretty centrist and maybe even a little bit right. I mean, she used to be the DA in SF in Oakland. She was locking people up like crazy. If she believes in law and order, she would crack down on all the fucking cancel culture that was going on.
Dude, yo, conservatives are such privileged babies, dude. Yo, if you love law and order, you will stop people from yelling at me when I say the N-word, dude. That's real law and order. Law and order is when you fucking make sure that people don't write mean things in my fucking Twitter replies, dude. That's awesome. Bro, you fucking arrest... Yo, people talking about arrest the CEO of racism. How about you arrest the CEO of cancel culture, dude?
I guess, for lack of a better word, when did you kind of become more red pilled?
I was red pilled the whole time, man. Yeah, I was always like my own fucking. I don't call it red pilled. I mean, it was just I was an outsider then. Then it sort of like some aspects of me got sort of like accepted and integrated, and sort of like I influenced bands, and like there's like a whole styles. I mean, I think like a lot of sort of like the queer stuff was inspired by it. I mean, I was a cross-dressing. I was a pretty bitch when I was younger. Like I was just totally fucking hamming it up and I was a prettier girl than I was a handsome guy. Let's put it that way. So I always was like.
Do you still cross-dress?
No.
How come?
No, because I don't feel hot. I don't feel like a pretty girl. If I felt like a pretty girl, I would do that. I just feel like an ugly girl.
Anything else you want to say to the world before we wrap up?
It's been nice knowing you guys. See you in hell.
Another racist femboy. Yeah, that's kind of sad. I think he's like, he's going through some shit. I can't believe I watched the whole thing. Holy fuck. This is Urban, by the way.
Sounds good. We're rolling.
That's
From the
Urban.
SunTrust Bank, which means that I'm gonna be the Mickey Mouse royalty inheritor. Well, I'm like, what? He's like, Walt Disney. I own a percentage of the Masters. And I was like, all right, man.
That's Urban. Anyway, we're not gonna watch it, but okay, that was. He's so far gone and sad, and so many of our family members are like him. Do you listen to Ariel's music? No, I don't. Bitch, I don't listen to music. Okay, actually, that's not true. There is one thing I listen to, and I actually found out that he's a fan of mine yesterday. I'm looking through my fucking not my DMs, but I'm looking through my Instagram comments, and all of a sudden, I see this handsome motherfucker by the name of Apache in the comments on that Tucker Carlson video. Yeah, dude. So I DM'd him like, dude, you know I listen to Uyubok like non-stop. He's the man, dude. The dude in the mask isn't Urban, it's Cuddy. No, I know. I was talking about the fucking white Mexican dude, okay? The white Latino dude. I told him we listen to Uyubok on stream nonstop. He says, such a cool news. You made my day. You're truly a legend to me. The man, dude. And he's got good taste in politics, dude. There you go. And it's also top of the hour, every hour, 60-second ad break right now, folks. How sick is that? That's so dope. Made me really happy. One shit car? No, dude. Aren't you friends with Bryce Vine? Yes, I am. Bryce is a really good friend of mine, though. Like, not like people that I am acquainted with. Like, I've known Bryce for years. Six-minute Apache doc from his YouTube. Pornhub also commented on your post? Yeah, I know. Did you tell Will about this news? Yeah, I did.
The album is really
Apache?
about epic classical music